guys, so I'm at Pura Vida, and let me show you this meal, and then I'll give you 5 seconds to guess how much this just sent me back. So we got like 2 orders of sourdough. I think this is 4 eggs total, and then we got some honey. I'm not gonna have the avocado. That cost me 33 bones, boys. I'm going broke down here, golly day. It's because they don't have eggs. It's like a veggie omelet, and I was like, can I have the veggie omelet with nothing inside of it, just the eggs? And then they have to make like 20 modifications, and it ends up costing like 15 bucks more. So I'll be honest, I've been spending a bag down here. I should just cook, but I'll cook some meals later. But anyways, this is meal number 1. This is what I would typically have anyways if I eat at home. So I always have eggs and sourdough, so keep it the same. So it's about 4 eggs, let's say about 100 grams of sourdough. Probably not even that much, honestly. And then I got like a tablespoon of honey, so 21 grams. So the good thing I will say about like tracking your foods and weighing your foods is like if you do eat out, you get a good estimate of like what 100 grams of sourdough looks like. So that's about 100 grams of sourdough because I've weighed it so many times. Like that's about 20 to 25 grams of honey because I've weighed it so many times. So I would say that's a good skill you get from it. So even if you don't track for the rest of your life or weigh foods, just doing it maybe for a week or 2, and then you start to see, okay, that's what 200 grams of rice looks like. Okay, that's what 8 ounces of chicken looks like. So then when you do eat out, you're like, all right, that's about 7 to 8 ounces, and you're a lot more accurate. So kind of a skill you pick up. Anyways, have this meal, get the day going. We got 2 workouts to do. We got a pull workout and a sprint workout. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of editing, a lot of stuff to get down. Okay, I just got a text from my friend. I'm gonna go lift with him at 10:30, but it should be a fun one. Let's go. All right, so doing some work. Turns out you don't even have to stay at the nice 5-star hotels. You can just walk in and work, and act like you're staying there. Honestly, that's what I do. I love fellas. I love outdoor freaking patios. This is the greatest thing ever. I got a breeze from the ocean coming in. I got palm trees in front of me. I'm working on the old laptop right here. Vibes are high. Essentially, this is what I do every day. I just go for a walk, eat breakfast, work for a couple hours, and then go to the gym. So I've been going to this really cool gym. It's a 25-minute drive. It's more like this Coral Gables area. It's called Ghost Gym. Man, if I lived here, I would train at that gym every day. That gym might have everything ever created. It has 2 sides. One side is all like the best barbells and plates out there. You can Olympic lift, you can power lift in there, you can hit every compound lift. And the other side has like some of my favorite machines ever created. It's a badass gym. So I'm gonna go there, gonna train my friend again today, who I trained with yesterday. And then we get a sprint later today. And we'll get on some else. I need to hop on one of the bikes, the city bikes, and just stroll South Beach because pop the top, get a little tan, get a little bike ride in. We'll probably hit one of those today too. But yeah, obviously, the main thing, and I think it's really big, is it's Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and I'm in Miami Beach working. I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but hopefully this can motivate someone in this sense. But I used to think I would just work a 9 to 5 my life, and I was just that was kind of the norm. But I don't know, it's wild, dude. 2 years ago, I started posting on social media, and I work for myself. I have probably the greatest thing on earth, which is freedom, and that's getting to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Obviously, it can be a double-edged sword. Obviously, there's no one to save you, but that's kind of nice. It gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. You call your shots, and I can just randomly go to Miami or Texas or whatever, whenever I want, and as long as I have my camera and my phone, I'm good to go. I can work from wherever, and that's what drives me so much. That's why I make so much content, because it's bizarre to me that I get to create content for a living around something I love, which is working out. I would be working out without creating content around it. The fact that I can just press a red button and record my lifts and talk on camera, and people like that, and that's got me to the point where I can, make it a job is mind-boggling. So if you're watching this, hopefully it's gonna be motivation to someone. You don't have to settle for something. I'm hungry every day. And the thing about me, it's I'm not content with where I'm at. I'm always trying to strive for more and more and more. And that, I don't know, I love it, man. I'm trying to enjoy the process along the way, which I do a pretty bad job at being present. Usually I'm always thinking so much in the future, but that's why I like traveling, man, because, you see other places, kind of reminds yourself, damn, look how far we've come. And that's pretty cool. So I hope it's not an arrogant way. I just want to kind of motivate someone in some sense. Hopefully someone can watch this. Maybe you're the same way as me, you love lifting, or you're personal trainer, a coach, or whatever it is, and you're like, man, maybe I could do that. Because it's definitely reasonable. It's very reasonable. Just do it. And if you're questionable about creating content, just start. The hardest part is starting. And once you start, you figure it out along the way. You figure out, oh, it's not as scary as I thought. Oh, it's not as, time consuming as I thought. Like, you figure out systems around it, and I think it's a really cool thing. So I'm really blessed. I'm really fortunate. Try to be mindful of that. I walk in the morning, damn, this is crazy. So yeah, we'll continue working, and then we'll hit a sick back day. All right, switching over the big camera. Anyways, pre-workout meal. I'm about to drive to the gym. It's about like a 30-minute drive. We got Golden Grams right here. So we got 100 grams of Golden Grams. Usually I would go a little milk and a little watermelon with it, but just gonna eat these by hand. So I got 100 grams here. That's 85 grams of carbs. Big Brain Galaxy Brain move. I didn't have any bags, so what I did is I just dumped out until I got 100 grams and left this in this bag so I could carry it, and then I just have the rest of it sitting on a plate in my Airbnb. And as I'm thinking about it, it's probably gonna get stale and I'm probably not gonna be able to eat it, but that's what I do. So we got 85 or 100 grams there, 85 grams of carbs. And then for the pre, because I'm traveling, I just like put it in little baggies. So we got the Essential Pre from Raw right here. I'm gonna go scoop in a quarter. This is citrus grapefruit. This is a Miami flavor if I've ever had one. Absolutely love it. And then we got the Replenish, which is the electrolytes. We'll go scoop of that. So I've been electrolyte maxing as well. So that's a new thing. Obviously I've been carb maxing pre-workout, a lot of carbs here, intra-workout, and then post-workout. But also I've been adding a gram of sodium pre-workout as well as intra-workout. So that's all the pre right there. And I'll show what I have for the intra. I'm gonna have 3 scoops of the fuel. So the orange is my favorite. I love this one. I ran out, so I went to a vitamin shop and they had some. So we'll go 3 scoops of this. I usually go 3 to 4 scoops. So pre-workout carbs, cereal. We got the pre-workout drink, which is caffeine, beta-alanine, L-cysteine, as well as salts. And then the intra-workout, we'll go 3 scoops, 75 grams of carbs, and more salts. So that's what we got rolling. We'll get rolling to the gym. We're gonna have a good one. All right, getting into this pull day. Did it with my buddy Zach, who's actually the head strength coach for the Miami men's basketball team. We ended up doing 2 sessions together because he's down in Miami. He actually goes to this gym. So sick seeing him and catching up. But pull day started off with pull-ups, 3 sets of 5 here. I actually did 2 sets before. We started on these neutral grip handles, but they had the rubber on them, which I absolutely hate. I could not get a good grip. I did 2 heavy sets with like 100 for 3, which I should have got 5 with, and I was kind of pissed. So I didn't even count those sets, and we end up going over to this bar and ripping 3 more sets. So sometimes I'll do that, man. I'll change the thing, and if I don't feel like it was a good stimulus, I won't even count it as a set. So 3 sets of pull-ups there. I like going heavy in that 4 to 6 range. I always say, if you can hit your body weight for 8 to 10 reps, get a belt, start adding 5 to 10 pounds. Weight is weight, and that's progressive overload. I like going in those heavier ranges. And then second movement, another compound back movement, which is going to be a standing barbell row. Absolutely love that. Throw those back in the program in the last couple of weeks, and it's been nice to have that. This machine, man. I had this machine when I was back in Richmond at RVA Iron, and they had it here, and I just had to use it. I've been doing single arm pull downs. Typically what I do is I'll just do it on a regular lat pull down if you don't obviously have access to something like this. This one is so freaking nice. So the ability to like really target your lats is so nice in this. So really focus on a big stretch at the top and then driving my elbow down at the bottom, and then using my other hand to like really push into kind of like that handle so I can stay nice and stable throughout. But with my back training, the lats have been a big focus for me, and I think I've started to see some progress. I've noticed some lat width as it's been like I've been targeting the hell out of them the last like 6 to 8 months, and I've started to reap the benefits of it, which has been sick. So with my back training, I always like to do 4 movements, typically a pull down, pull up variation, pull over variation, and then 2 row variations. And I plug and play based on the training cycle, or if I'm in a cool gym with different machines. So for example, today it was a little different. Typically I would do a pullover with the pull-up, but Zach kind of has a messed up shoulder, so he couldn't do the pullover machine. So we went to the single arm pull down. It's totally fine. Absolutely loved it. And then for the second row motion, we started with a barbell bent over row. We ended up doing the supinated cable row. So they have the mag grips there. I've never tried a supinated version of this, but really liked it. Felt it a lot in my lats. So, it was a good motion. So 4 back movements, the 2 rows, the pull up, pull down, 3 sets of each. The first 2 movements kind of going like that, 4 to 8 range, and then the
following two movements more in like that 8 to 12 range. And then we get into the SEP work. Incline curl is just my all-time favorite movement. The ability to get a big stretch, big squeeze at the top, just it's so freaking goated. And I like doing it now at like a 60-degree incline as opposed to like a 45. I just feel like I feel it more in my biceps and I don't cheat as much. And those last couple reps in there were just, they're brutal. They're awesome. So after that, we got into a preacher curl. I've been doing these single arm preacher curls. Like this as well. I like the single arm version a little more because if you see with my offhand, I'm really pushing into that pad and I can really just focus on one bicep at a time and just get a really good contraction there. For my biceps, I typically like doing some sort of like stretch curl. So whether that's a dumbbell incline curl, whether that's a cable Bayesian curl, something where I get a really, really big stretch, a lot of tension at the bottom, and then usually some sort of like preacher curl or, you know, like a standing easy bar curl or a cable curl where more of the tension is kind of at the top of the movement. Absolutely love that. So 2 sets of this preacher curl here, and then we just finish with a reverse fly to finish off the back. I always like doing reverse flies at the end because getting a rear delt and walking to the gym with that is an elite feeling. So pull workouts, big focus of mine. They're more like bodybuilding hypertrophy style, and I've been absolutely loving it. I've been seeing good results from it. So lesson is, you know, if you feel like you have an underdeveloped muscle, just hammer the shit out of it. I feel like a lot of people are scared to do volume. Bro, obviously if you know me, I love volume, but I think you'd be surprised. Your body can handle more than you think. And if you're recovering well and week to week, I'm not saying go 0 to 100 overnight, but progressively try adding a little more volume, especially on a lacking muscle like your back or your shoulders, if that is. And I promise you see benefits.
All right, post-workout, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm at a Cuban restaurant. I'm a huge fan of Cuban food now. We got this bowl right here. This is like marinated steak. We got white rice, we got avocado, we got cherry tomatoes, we got whatever these are. I think they're plantains. Look at all that stuff. But I'll guesstimate the calories, kind of in Chronometer. I'll throw it in, I'll pull it up, whatever I kind of guesstimate on the screen, but eat this, get on with the day, baby. I've found the perfect palm tree to sit under after walking for about 20 minutes, locating the perfect one with a perfect base. And but anyways, that meal I had, I put it in on like the Chronometer app. That's what I use. They actually have a feature now which I don't hate. I used to be a big hater of it. Like you take a picture of it and it kind of scans it, but honestly it's pretty good because you can adjust it so it's like it's scanned in. It's like, you know, that looks like 1 cup of white rice. You know, it was definitely not a cup. It was probably, I put at least a cup and a half, but honestly got probably all the ingredients. So it was like 850 calories, protein, carbs, fats. That's what I want post training. So obviously pre-training, a lot of carbs, cereal, something fast digesting. During training, I like drinking carbs because that's the easiest kind of like digest with the fuel. And the post training, protein and carbs, baby. Keep it simple, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, but that's essentially been my fueling strategy. I always train like midday, so I have breakfast, I work for a couple hours, I have that pre-workout meal, workout, intra-workout meal, post-workout, and then I'll have like 2 more meals after it. But because today's kind of like a double session where I sprint, I actually went to La Playa. Nope, that's not Spanish for supermarket, that's Spanish for beach. Whatever Spanish for supermarket is, that's where I went. I need to learn some Spanish, man. My mom's a Spanish teacher, high school Spanish teacher. You know, no lick of Spanish. But anyways, we got watermelon right here, so we got a bunch of slices. This will be our next meal. I'm gonna eat this now. It's been probably like 45 minutes since I last ate that, but I want to go sprint the next like 45 minutes to an hour. So obviously now, again, I want more carbs. So because it's kind of an interesting day where I'm training twice, you know, it's kind of like I want to keep the meals light in between all the training. So a lot of carbs, you know, not a ton of fats. Like the last meal, like 28 grams of fats, like probably a little higher in fats than I should, but I feel fine. It's digesting. So here, watermelon max is a perfect pre-workout meal because you got carbs, but you also get hydrated as hell. So we'll have that. And then I also got a bunch of water. And I've got to throw some more electrolytes in it. But man, this is a vibe. I'm gonna sit here, work for a little bit, edit some videos on my phone, and then get the sprints in. And then after I sprint, I'm probably gonna go in the water because I've not been in the ocean yet. Vibes are high, fellas. Vibes are high. I will say, I love the beach. The beach is my favorite place on earth. I'd much rather be at the beach with someone else. I definitely like going with family, friends. It gets boring by yourself. You just gotta sit in there like tanning, and then like after 30 minutes I'm like, I want to do something. I want to play spike ball. I want to like do something. You know, my mind can't sit there that long. So we'll sit here, do some work, and then we'll get sprinting. All right, we're at the field, about to rip some sprints. So I like sprinting twice a week. I usually do an acceleration focus session one day and more of a max velocity focus the other.
I'm a big fan of sprinting on turf or grass. I usually just I get asked a lot, soccer cleats or just any basic form of cleats. Some cheap pair, just something to push off to get some grip. But sprints, they're great to do, obviously, for power, speed development, and just being athletic. If you're a former athlete, I highly recommend getting back into sprinting. Now, if you're getting back into it, I wouldn't come out and just start ripping 40s. Obviously, the key is kind of get your body used to it again, your hamstrings, your lower body. So even finding like a hill or an incline is a great place to start, as that hill and incline is going to gradually slow you down. So you kind of accumulate volume as you're getting used to that sprinting again. And then once you've kind of gotten used to that over the course of a couple weeks, start going more flat ground sprinting where you go out to a field again, but start small. Start with 10-yard sprints and then progressively build it up slowly over time, 10, 15, 20, and then eventually you'll get up to the 40s. But I think the biggest thing is if you haven't sprinted in years, don't go 0 to a hundo. Don't come out here thinking you're back in your prime. Slowly build it back up. But I highly recommend adding sprints to your routine, especially if you're a lifter or like a strength guy. It's just fun to get outside the gym. I come out here twice a week, and I think the big thing with sprint training that's super fun, it's not conditioning work. So there's a difference between like high intensity running and sprint training. Sprinting, you're running 20 yards and you're standing here resting for 2 minutes. You're running 40 yards, you're resting for 4 minutes. It's not 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. That's like a big difference between it. So that's what makes it fun. It's similar to lifting. Like if you're, lifting for strength and you're doing a heavy set of squats, you do an AMRAP set of squats, you're not going to rack the bar, rest for 30 seconds, and then expect to repeat that output again. No, you're going to sit there for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So same thing with sprinting. It's all about quality, not quantity. You're coming out here, you're ripping it, you're resting. You're ripping it, you're resting it. So get your sprints in. Especially in the summertime, pop the top, you get a little tan, you get a little sprint session, a little 2-for-1. Get it in, but sprinting's fun. Get some soccer cleats, get ripping. Oh yeah.
All right, you got a big couple hours since I was sprinting. I am cooked. But we got 3 Chobani's. Gonna need some protein. I'm only at 90 grams of protein right now. It's like 6:30, so 60 G's of protein to the dome. Greek yogurt is probably my favorite way to get quick protein. Usually these 2 or 3 of these, it fills you up, does the trick. So I'll probably eat this, and then I gotta have dinner in the next like hour or so. So a little appetizer for dinner, but gotta get the protein up for the day. All right, a lot of iPhone vlogging today, just because I keep going out to restaurants. It's the 3rd restaurant I'm at today. I'm probably gonna drop another bag. I've dropped quite a bit, but that's what you do. I mean, that's just the cost of traveling, man. You want to enjoy good food, you gotta pay a good price. So I'm fine with that. Obviously, I'm not eating like this every day or spending this much money every day. But now I'm at a Mexican restaurant. I just got classic chicken pitas. Chicken pitas, can't go wrong with it. A lot of protein, good veg. Obviously, they use a good amount of oil, which, you got to factor in. But I always get no sour cream. I get the tortillas, and it's always a good meal. It's a filling meal. It's good. So we'll have this. Also, I am cooked from training. Man, it took it out of me. I'm at like 21,000 steps, too. I mean, I lifted, I sprinted. So I'm only at like 2,100 calories. So honestly, I might have this and then something else. Maybe I'll get some ice cream after, because I'm fine eating like 4,000 to 4,500 calories. More of like a refeed day, because I feel like I haven't been able to weigh myself the last 4 days, but I feel like I've definitely lost weight. So I like where I'm at right now with the calorie wise. Just train a lot, move a lot, eat a lot. We got the Diet Coke in a bottle. Honestly, kind of money. Oh yeah, baby, sing to me. Sing to me. We love to hear that sizzle, baby. We love that sizzle. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Look at that. If it ain't sizzling, I ain't eating, baby. The best part about feet is when they bring that out, that sizzling baby. Man, I wish I was eating with someone. I'm eating alone again. But anyways, we got the chicken pitas. This actually looks pretty clean. I mean, they didn't use a ton of oil on this, so it makes it easier to track. But what I've been doing all day, I already talked about it, is doing that picture thing on chronometer and then adjusting as that needed, so kind of guesstimating, which is fine. Like obviously, I think it's totally fine to do for a couple of days. Like, is it the most accurate thing ever? No, but you get pretty close, and I don't hate it. So, good amount of chicken here. I would say there's probably like 8 to 10, at least 8 ounces of like lean chicken. You got veggies. I mean, I just got a little bit of guac on the side. I got some tortillas and just a little bit of beans and rice. So, good meal, yeah. Good meal. All right, back in the Airbnb, pretty cooked, but got one more. What is that? It's gelato. The place right near me, pretty cool, like cafes, like Mexican, Cuban, Italian. But gelato, I'll guesstimate this as well. I got a little strawberry, a little vanilla. Pretty dang good. But after that meal, this will probably give me close to 5,000 calories, which I'm totally fine eating 5K today. I mean, I haven't eaten that much in a long time, like 2 weeks, but it's been a minute since I binge ate, which has been good. And I think it's because I'm just fueling my body better. Usually I've been eating around like 3,400 calories a day, which is still a slight deficit. My maintenance was around like 36, 37 is what I found. But today, trained a lot, my body's cooked. So I almost like want to give it like a refeed in advance, because I know tomorrow, Friday or Saturday, one of those days, if I like kind of slightly under fuel, then eventually it will kind of catch up to me. And, when in Rome or when in Miami. And it's not like I'm gonna, you don't gain a bunch of weight from one bad meal. It's not even a bad meal. Honestly, it's a good day of eating. We got a good amount of protein, veggies, a lot of good carbs. I'm happy with it. So that's what a full day of eating is looking like today. Is it a normal full day of eating? Not really. I mean, I wouldn't go to 3 restaurants in one day and drop a bag at all 3. I would usually, cook at home or have my own stuff, but, show you can mostly stay on track while going other places. And especially, like, I think if you're used to tracking your foods, like, and you're obsessive like me and you look at the foods and you're like, oh, how do I track that? Like, it is kind of nice taking a picture of it and then doing it after, so you're not sitting there the whole meal just like, oh, is that 7 ounces of chicken? How much oil is in there? Kind of takes the stress out of it, so I kind of like that. So, yeah, full day of eating. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep them roll. See you guys in the next one. Stack damn days. Peace.